Hello everyone, my name's Tom Buttrick. So I'm here today to present to you an overview of the building a back office planning system, snappily entitled BOPS. Let me just check. As I said, my name's Tom. I am a team leader in the planning policy team in Southwark Council. I'm the new product owner for BOPS, building on the excellent work that my colleague Jack Ricketts has done. You may have seen Jack around these parts over the past couple of years. And so thank you to him for the great work he's done, and we'll be continuing that work. In terms of, I just wanted to just quickly also touch that I'm also working with Catherine and the team on the RIPA project as one of the key stakeholders. And I think that kind of consistency within Southwark by working on a number of digital projects is definitely assisting, I think, the ongoing development. In terms of the team, we're working Unboxed. There's Unboxed in all their glory. We've worked with them so far all the way through discovery, alpha, through this beta phase, and touch wood through the next phase of development once we hopefully can confirm the next stage of funding from MCHLG, hopefully over the next few days. We've been working collaboratively with other boroughs, and actually we've worked on a number of these that you can see in front here through the alpha and discovery stage, a lot of with regards to the user research and also the testing that we've done, the user testing. But we have to also recognise that I'm combined into RIPA and BOPS have an important relationship in terms of submitting the information, the valid information for the planning application, and then bringing that information into our back office system. So I've included Bucks and Lambeth in there as well, because we recognise that alignment of the project is an important part of moving both forwards to be part of that system, of that digital planning system. And we look forward to that further alignment of the two projects. So a user-centered back office system for planners to determine applications. And I think what's important to point out here is that where we've got to in BOPS with the MVP from our most recent beta stage, is that this is such a key module within a digital planning service. It's the module which actually officers use to determine the planning application. If we didn't do that, we wouldn't be able to grant consents, and then people wouldn't be able to build what they wanted to build. So it's really important that this module I think can see why it was developed first, why this project has come forward for development. At this stage, the module is focused on household and permitted development applications. And obviously we're moving forward now with RIPA to look at household and minor and other, and we look forward to further discussions around what other applications we can take forward. So where does BOPS sit? I've talked about this digital planning service, as we know. This is a very basic sort of flowchart here, and there is BOPS sitting in the middle of an existing process. It's one of a number of tools that Southwark are working on. Like I say, the RIPA tool, we have the PlanX, find out if you need planning application, that we're working on with OSL, who are obviously working on with RIPA. We're working on a new planning website. We've got an affordable housing monitoring tool. So we have the number of digital tools that we're working on, and BOPS, as I've said, is an integral part of that. There will potentially be some interesting kind of parallel positions that we take with our existing legacy software suppliers, and we're keen to further explore that and how we transition. So who are our users for this back office system? I think, and we have to be, being frank, that our primary users are planning officers who in Southwark processed up to around 200 250 certificate of lawfulness applications per annum. Then it's our managers, the planning managers, who sign them off, sign off the decisions. But I think we have to almost take a step back and think about, well, it's our applicants. They're the people and the agents as well, who are ultimately using our service to achieve a consent. And ultimately, it's that service that we want to improve. We want to make quicker. The current statutory 8 weeks, that can be a lot quicker. And ultimately, the quicker they determine, the quicker that we as a planning authority determine the application, the sooner that the building can start. Building back better, I believe, is a frequently used term at the moment. And obviously, this digital service is an integral part of the white paper, and we really understand the position of this module and what that means to ensure that this works well and then develops through further functionality and stages of development. So yeah, planning officers, planning managers, very important people in the application process. But as we've touched on, and I know a number of you would have seen this already and understand, well, why a back office system? The RIPA project, looking at invalid planning applications, we talked about the number of invalid planning applications, the time it takes, the wasted resource around that. But there's obviously got to be some key drivers for developing this module, because obviously we have the existing software. But the existing software is unintuitive. It's hard. It's hard to find information. If anyone's had a look at the systems, it's complex. It's designed for multiple reasons. It's modular though, which is I guess sits within this new framework of digital planning system as well. It relies on manual workarounds. It locks in data. I mean, getting APIs to talk to legacy software is a challenge. I mean, there is movement there, but it is a challenge. And actually, we realize that it's very hard to innovate with these tools, and hence obviously why BOPS has been funded and the development continues. Because as we know, and as Catherine and the RIPA team just mentioned, permitted development, which is part of the MVP, is rules-based. So taking the kind of a valid application, certificate of lawfulness application from the RIPA, transferring it down into BOPS, using the BOPS should completely speed up that process. So one of the things we're kind of sort of discussing at the moment is how quickly can we make decisions moving from that 8-week target. And the challenge we're setting us, if it's a valid planning application, can we make a decision in 24 hours? That's a big challenge, but it's something that we think we can do with the functionality of the BOPS system. So our beta MVP, just running through it, there's two key strands to it at the moment. It's for planning officers to view the planning application, process the planning application, and make the recommendation. The planning manager comes along, reviews the recommendation, and makes the final decision, and then the decision is then emailed. The beta is ready to go. It's ready to test. We're itching to go on the testing. And once we've got the alignment further with the RIPA project in terms of the API, we can start testing the drawdown of data. We're going to be testing also with some historic data as well. And we've got a dedicated officer who's going to be leading the testing once we're ready to go. But what does it look like? So here's the planning officer. It's their casework. It sets out all the. I mean, these are just a number of screen grabs, but it shows how a number of screenshots of how the different stages of the process, be it from their overall casework to actually making a recommendation and reviewing the data. For those planning officers who are used to a legacy software provider, the sort of the feel, the design, the user experience for the officer is very different, and it's a lot more manageable and pleasing on the eye, and it's a great testament to the work BOPS have done, is to really focus on that, and actually as much as the process as well and the architecture behind it, but just to ensure that it just feels right. And obviously it very much fits within the GDS standards there. In terms of the planning, yep.
Sorry to interrupt though. Yeah, we're kind of out of time.
Okay, and then the manager, and there's testing. Sorry, we've learned lots of lessons. And apologies, I've gone over. But I think the key message is we're itching to go with the beta testing of the MVP and the development of the next phase.